So then I says to the guy, I says, particle accelerator. I hardly know her. That's exactly the response that I deserve, isn't it? Good evening, my darling batlings. Yeah, we are returning to Metal Gear Solid tonight in order to hopefully finish it up once and for all. Or at least finish up the Meryl ending, because I don't feel like playing it through a second time for the Otacon ending.
I don't blame you.
But, yeah, sorry it took so long for me to get back to this one. I get sidetracked very, very easily, as you've probably already noticed. Good news, though, is that next week is my final couple days of class, and then I'll be free to do more fun stuff. Question, though, is whether I'll have the mental fortitude to do the stuff I want to do. That's kind of up in the air right now, but we'll see. With all that out of the way, without further Mountain Dew, let us get started on tonight's game. I've already got booted up for you, so we can just jump straight in. So when we last left off, we had totally legitimately defeated Sniper Wolf in the way that the developers obviously intended. You know, totally not by just camping in one corner and spamming guided missiles at her. Yeah, I feel like I deserve that. And that.
Doing.
Not that one, though. Alright, so don't get too used to this setting, because with me being an idiot, I didn't realize that we're right at the part where it asks you to swap discs. So right as soon as we start, I'm gonna have to get up and do that.
Ah, shit.
Also, watch streaks. That's a new thing.
Apparently, yeah.
I'm glad that they're giving some recognition to people that aren't just subscribers.
Right.
By the way, reminder that subscriptions are discounted this month, as well as gift subscriptions.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, so
here we go. Time to switch discs. Which,
so everyone,
due to me not having a disk drive, all this entails is just me opening and closing the door on it. I'll be right back. Don't break anything while I'm gone.
Me? No, why would I?
I'm back, and the only thing that broke is my tracking.
Oh, shit.
It was already kind of fucked from the beginning. It doesn't like it when I move out of the camera view. Alright, we got guard over here. Let's be sneaky and take him out the stealthy way. By shooting him full of lead.
Everyone who's watching, dispense with the pleasantries and make with the gifts. Not kidding. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Okay, I have to be very, very careful here. Because you can fall to your death. It's very easy to fall to your death here. Because they wouldn't introduce hanging on rails until Metal Gear Solid 2.
Uh,
Okay, is he coming up here? Yeah, I think he's coming up here. No, he's not. I'm gonna kill him anyway. Ah. That went foobar real
oh,
quick.
shit. Shh. Be quiet. Take this also be.
Maybe if I just stand still, they won't Where did you even come from? There's no door over there. Oh, there's stairs. Okay. But wait, there's still no door down here.
I guess. Where did he come from?
They came from out of the molten metal.
Oh,
They're like
great. Now we're on
reverse
fucking Cybertron.
They're like reverse T800s or whatever model the Army
T1000. Yeah,
Terminator was.
T1000. It was T1000, but yeah.
No, T1000 was the liquid metal one.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were referencing.
No, I was referencing how at the end of Terminator 2, Arnold gets lowered into the molten metal to
Oh.
destroy him.
Oh, yeah. Duh.
You know, one of the most iconic shots in the series.
Yeah, I forgot. I haven't watched the Terminator movies in a long ass time. I think I have all three original movies. I have not actually had a chance to sit down and watch them this year. Too much shit going on.
So we found the one room that has all the steam in it, and yet there are no hams to steam.
I mean, you could easily just, have a sit down and, steam your troubles away, like every good sauna.
All right, we got the body armor, which reduces the amount of damage you take, but only while it's equipped. Get used to these industrial... Well, I say get used to these industrial-looking environments as if we haven't been inside a military base this whole time, with occasional explorations into the snow-covered ridges. Alright, I feel like I should use the mine detector. I know one of these rooms on the way down has a bunch of mines in it. Just can't remember which one. Obviously, it's not this one, because they'd be showing up on my radar. Oh no, it's an ambush, Jack! It's an ambush! I need to stream the Jack and Daxter games sometime. Those are a big part of my childhood.
Yeah. I would love to see you play Jack and Daxter on stream.
Ah, that could have gone better. Chalk one up for the death counter.
Ouch.
By the way, I don't know whether it's just me tinkering with settings or if RPCS3 has gotten better. But before stream, I was testing out playing Metal Gear Solid 4 through emulation just to see like if I could feasibly stream that instead of having to go through the overly complicated process of hooking up my PS3 for streaming. Um, Anyone who's ever tried to record or stream a PS3 game knows exactly what I'm talking about. Um, but yeah, previously it would crash at the exact same spot every time, but now it's a lot more stable. Um, all I did was disable one of the patches and obviously update it to the latest version. But whatever it is, runs a lot better now. Not without its faults, because you know RPCS3 is still very early on in development. That was way too close. Ah, here we go. Redeemed and I am the Eggman as Dean Bristow. Ooh, changing things up a bit. Yeah, I'd be more than happy to do that for you. Let's see. Now I'll show you my real power. There we go. A very merry unbirthday to you, JKR.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, yesterday was JKR's birthday, and me being the excellent friend. Me being caught off guard by security cameras. Me being the excellent friend I am, I did not make a announcement about it in my Discord server like I should have.
It's I'm usually the one posting about everyone's birthday anyway, because it's like, you've been busy as it is, so I just forgot to. Fuck? That
There
was
was a
fast.
this is the room with the mines in it. It also happens to be a room where your radar's jammed, so you can't use the mine detector.
Ah, jeez. Don't these people know that a mine is a terrible thing to waste?
I mean, I've got 7 of them to spare, but I could use more. It's like they say, a mind is a terrible thing to shovel. Now here's the question: if the torture room was the previous place where I kept on getting stuck for an entire stream, how long am I gonna be stuck in this one specific room? All right, I gotta go sneaky, 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 sneaky. That song is like hot trash, but goddamn is it catchy. Just like most of Calliope's output, to be honest. Like, it's trash, but it's trash that I enjoy.
Yeah. It's a guilty pleasure. Not so guilty for you, though.
And if you weren't sold on I go sneaky, 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 sneaky being a good lyric, just look up Mokoko reciting it, and she shows that, yes, it can be adorable.
Oh, wow.
You know what else can be adorable? A door.
Damn it.
Oh,
When is a
running into
door? Not
ravens.
a door.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What? When is a door? Not a door.
I don't know. What? When it's a jar.
when it's a jar.
Up, Kodak time. Hey, Miller. Oh, remember, she's had a bunch of conflicting stuff. So there's some hometown history for you. And, also the fact that Naomi was lying about her background and might be a spy.
Yeah. So she's a terrorist, possibly.
Possibly. Obviously, I know the answer to this, but I'm not going to tell you.
Of course not. Where's the fun in that?
Alright, I think we can pick up at least one rat. Yep, there's our ration. We gotta make it count for this entire boss fight. Which I think there's more rations in there, if I remember correctly.
I mean, you know, I wonder what kind of terrorist she is. She could be a terrifying terrorist.
It's been a while since we've seen Vulcan Raven. By scavenging.
Yep.
Snake, don't call him a big boy. That has a totally different meaning now. Then again, Metal Gear Solid and homoerotic undertones go hand in hand. I'd like to note that if you're using a DualShock or other vibration-enabled controller, at this moment you can feel Snake's heartbeat through the vibration. All right, so this is a boss fight that actually requires some stealth and sneaking because we can't just go with a head-on attack. He will mow us
Yeah,
down.
right.
So what you gotta do is either that or leave some mines or C4 around for him to step on. What's the I'm trying to think of the term for what this kind of battle is. A war of attrition. Where it's like seeing who's going to outwit the other or just outlast the other. Come on, let me out! Sir.
Ouch.
Alright, so far so good. It also doesn't help that he's got, as you can see, massive vision cone. So, he's got the widest field of view of just about any enemy in this game.
Oh,
I think the only thing that potentially rivals him is when we have to fight Metal Gear Rex. Which, spoilers, we're going to have to fight the Metal Gear in this Metal Gear game. You didn't really think that his plan to disarm it was going to work, did you?
no.
That would be too easy.
Way too easy.
All right, Raven. Just run into my mines. You can do it. All right, one more hit should do it. There we go.
That really blew up in his face.
See, one cannot out bamboozle the bamboozler. Hey, have you ever wanted to see someone get eaten alive by crows? Sorry, ravens.
I'm morbidly curious now. Eating time.
You know, it's funny. Vulcan Raven is the one that seems to have like the most honorable warrior's death and gives him the whole like I will watch you from beyond the grave message. But he's like never referenced again outside of a brief Easter egg in Metal Gear Solid 2. Psycho Mantis gets referenced, makes more appearances and callbacks than Vulcan Raven does. All right, plot twist time. You ever wonder where that corpse of the DARPA chief came from and why it was decomposing? Even though we saw the DARPA chief die and he shouldn't have decomposed that quickly.
Right.
You know, the corpse that was in the torture room? It wasn't the...
Yeah,
we didn't see the DARPA chief die. It was Decoy Octopus, the other member that everyone always forgets about. The real DARPA chief was dead all along. From what I've read, they actually did plan on having a, I say they, it's Kojima, really, planned on having a proper fight with Decoy Octopus instead of just having him die like early on in the story. But technological limitations kept his idea from being feasible on PS1 hardware.
Oh, that's stupid.
But in Metal Gear Solid 4, we finally got the closest thing to a realization of that with a boss fight against Laughing Octopus. A pathway paved with corpses? That's metal as fuck! Oh, is the game muted? No one told me. No, it's not. It's not to avoid copyright issues. Just no one fucking told me.
Sorry, dude. I honestly didn't notice.
There we go.
Go on, Master.
There, that should fix it. For some reason, OBS just like overwrote my audio settings for my capture card, and it's trying and it's applied to like all of my different profiles. It's been pissing me off because I spent the past week in between my classes recording like at least 12 hours of footage for a big video I planned on having for Christmas, only to find out that there was no audio in any of my footage, so I couldn't use any of it.
So then who is she really? She must be some kind of spy.
A spy?
Yes. Maybe she's been sent to sabotage this operation.
Are you saying she's with the terrorists? I don't want to believe it either, but she is working for Foxhound.
So you think she had a part in the uprising? Or she could be working with some different group.
Also, nice to see you, Timo. Haven't seen you in a while.
Different group? It couldn't be. Place her under arrest.
What?
She's betrayed us.
Colonel, send her to the penis explosion chamber and have her penis exploded immediately.
We're in big trouble.
What do you mean?
But sir, that's suicide.
Let her in on some kind of vital secret or something.
You've been recovering and hyperfixating. Oh, I didn't know you were. I didn't know you had come down with something. I'm sorry. I hope you're feeling better.
I have no idea.
Anyway, we cannot allow her to participate any further in this mission.
Wait a minute. Without her, we can't complete this mission. I knew it. You're hiding something. Give me some time. I'll try to get it out of her.
Hurry then. We've got to figure out who she is and what she's doing here.
I understand. Snake, give me some time. I don't have any time left for you.
It's hard not to feel sorry for Campbell in this game. Oh, you caught COVID. I see. Damn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I hope you recover quickly. You know, knock on wood, I still haven't caught it myself.
Yeah, whatever you do, dude, try
pretty
your
much
hard-
everyone in
Yeah,
my
that's-
family, except for me and my mom, has caught it at this point.
Yeah, it's a no good. It's a no fun.
Okay, if you guys could stop taking pot shots at me. Didn't even get what I was looking for. I was hoping to find some rations up there.
Damn.
All right. Time to enter the hangar. There it is, finally. Metal Gear Rex. I was gonna say in the flesh, but it doesn't really have flesh. A Metal Gear with flesh would be very freaky. And I'm not talking about Gear Rex from Peace Walker, where it's an organic version of Metal Gear Rex, or like a Monster Hunter type monster that happens to look like Metal Gear Rex, like Gear Rex is. No, I'm talking about like you just take Metal Gear Rex and drape like flesh over it. That would take a lot of skinned corpses in order to make, but it would definitely psych out the enemy.
Yo, honestly, there's only one being that I know of who'd actually
What's wrong?
take the time
Did you
to do
find a good
that.
place to hide?
Yeah,
Red herring.
stealth gear. It looks like they finished getting metal.
Not
gear
even.
ready.
How do you know that?
I overheard them talking. Where are you now?
Right in front
In the
of Metal
black,
Gear,
yeah,
but
that would be a
strange.
better
What is?
There's nobody here.
a better
No
comparison,
guards, nobody patrolling.
better turn of
It's too
phrase.
quiet.
But who
Maybe because
would
they're
your
all
answer
ready.
be?
They said
If
they
it's
even
not red
input the
herring.
PAL codes.
What should I do?
All we can do is
A
use the
llama
override system
that
that President
acts
Baker told you
named-
about.
But I've only got one of the
Oh.
3 keys, and besides
Carl!
that, there's some trick to using the keys.
Leave it to me.
Carl, why is this
Well,
bipedal
I'm
nuclear
right
death
now.
tank
I'm trying
covered
to
in human
access
flesh,
Baker's private
Carl?
Baker's files.
What?
Don't you know the password?
I
Of course.
don't know, just got pulled, I guess.
Are you a hacker?
Carl!
Describes me pretty well.
Does it look like you can get in?
I don't know yet. I'll give it a try.
I'm counting on you.
Well, you see, it started when I got hungry for hands. Don't die. I've had enough death in my life for one lifetime.
All right, dude. Same here.
Snake, it's me again.
How's it going?
Not bad. I just got past his 3rd security level. He was a pretty careful guy.
Do you think you'll break in soon?
I never met a system I couldn't bust into.
Okay, keep trying.
Also, hey, Shadow Dragon. Ignore what Stream Elements says, because subscriptions, as I said earlier when no one was here, subscriptions are 25% off this month, or at least that's what Twitch told us they would be. I don't know if they actually went through with that. And cheers of 300 bits or more give me a, I believe it's like 20% bonus on top of what you paid. Once again, not much of an e-beggar. I feel very uncomfortable with asking my own family for money. But if for whatever reason you decide you want to splurge on me, then
Snake,
I encourage you to splurge
you got
away.
Security? Bingo. Great. So what do you
Splurge
got?
your
Access the
generosity all
confidential
over my
Metal Gear
face.
file.
So what about the PAL override system that Baker talked about?
I haven't found it yet.
That's what I need to know.
But Snake, I found something else.
What?
I remembered last time that happened and how you got angry about wasting the body, so... Okay, fine, I'll
from the
hydrate.
railgun like a projectile. It doesn't use fuel, so it isn't considered a missile. That way it can get around all sorts of international treaties.
Pretty sneaky.
Yes, but effective. And that's not even the scariest thing about this weapon.
Echoes
I
of the
can't
Fall.
wait to hear this.
The DLC for
It's
Final
a
Fantasy
stealth
16 already
weapon.
came out. Damn.
You mean it won't show up on radar?
I still need to finish Final
Yeah.
Fantasy 16.
The truth
I
is,
haven't
they've
played
been
it in
working
a
on
while.
a
I got
stealth missile
sidetracked
since
by
the
other
late
stuff.
70s.
Why weren't they able to develop one until now?
Because of the missile rocket propulsion system, it would be picked up by enemy satellites.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
But unlike a missile, the railgun doesn't burn any propellant. So
I,
it can't be detected
last
by
time I
any
played
current
Final
ballistic
Fantasy
missile
16,
detection systems.
I had,
Invisible nuclear
I had
warhead.
just gotten to the
Totally
part
impossible
where
to
I made
intercept.
the,
And on top of that,
shocking
it's got a
discovery that
surface-piercing
Benedicta
warhead
apparently
designed
gives
to
really
penetrate
good
hardened
head.
underground bases.
Yeah, we learned that lesson in the Gulf War.
This thing could mean the end of the world.
It's the ultimate weapon. And from a political point of view, it avoids the problem of nuclear reduction and nuclear inspections. Colonel, is this true? Are you listening?
I'm listening.
If word of this got out, it could delay the signing of the START 3 treaty and cause a huge international...
So yeah, have you ever wondered why Rex has a railgun? Because we kind of been talking over this.
President down.
Did you
Fine,
know
I
this,
won't go
Colonel?
into detail that.
I'm sorry.
You changed, Colonel.
I
That
won't
made
make
that
any
right.
excuses. Snake, listen to me.
The new
nuclear
type of
weapon.
nuclear
It's never
propulsion
actually
system
been
that they've been
tested,
building up
only
is
simulated.
Rex fires and
ran a
nukes
computer
via
model.
railgun.
Yeah, that's why they were
Nice.
conducting this exercise.
That way,
They needed
it
to
doesn't
get
have a
actual
propulsion
experimental
system,
data to back
can't
up
be
the
detected by
simulation.
radar,
What were the
therefore,
results of the
and since
exercise?
it's
Looks like
not
it went
classified
better
as an
than they hoped
ICBM
for,
or
but I can't
other
find the
type
data
of
anywhere on this
nuclear
network.
missile that's
You'd
banned
think the
through
data as important as that would be
international
carefully
treaties,
recorded.
it can circumvent all sorts of
President
legal
Baker
red
gave me
tape
an optical disc with all of the...
and allow strikes from any point in the world.
No, Ocelot took it from me.
The terrorists have replaced the dummy warhead with a...
Hey, Cloud, how goes the
Once they
con?
input the
I see
detonation codes,
that
they
you've
should be ready
been
to launch.
So you think
you've
they
gotten
can do
quite
it?
the haul there.
Well, the dummy warhead was designed to be identical to the real
Hey,
thing, so
Cloud.
I think so.
Did you find
I also
out
saw
how
that you went to
override it
Cracker
yet?
Barrel, and
Not
I'm
yet. It
jealous.
must
I haven't
be
been
in a
there in a
separate
while.
file.
Last time
Right
I
now
went to
I'm looking
Cracker
for
Barrel,
Baker's
it
personal
was
files.
We're
around
counting on
Christmas
you.
2021, I believe. Either 2020 or 2021. And they had like a limited menu because of the pandemic going on. And I had like the most disappointing Cracker Barrel dinner ever. And it took like an hour for us to get our food. But, you know, obviously that's that was out of their control.
No, that's...
Okay, I've entered the PAL codes and disengaged the safety device. We can launch anytime.
Ah,
There's still
I
no
see,
response
said
from
the blind man to his deaf wife.
It looks like we'll have to
I
show
still
them that we
haven't
mean
seen her playing
business.
anything from Fate. All I know
Save
is
for
that it's
Jonathan Russia.
Padoru season.
No, there's been a change. The new target is Lopnor, China.
Why, boss?
I'm sure neither you nor Mr. Golukovich would really like to see a nuclear bomb.
Also, yes, did anyone actually think that Liquid was dead?
But why?
That,
There's nothing there.
you know, a helicopter crash would be what killed
It's a
him.
nuclear test.
There's actually foreshadowing to this that I didn't show off,
If
which
we
is,
nuke a major
if
population
you
center,
explore
the
the
game's over.
frozen tundra
But a
area
nuclear
around Sniper
explosion
Wolf,
at a test site can still be
or
concealed
like
from
in
the
between the
public.
towers, you can find
Meanwhile,
the
Washington will be
parachute
worried about the
that
retaliatory strike from
Liquid
China.
used to escape.
That'll probably mean top secret talks between both countries' leaders.
Of course. And in the process, the President will be forced to divulge the existence of a new and highly destabilizing nuclear weapon to the Chinese. What do you think that will do to the US's reputation? Or the President's?
And with the CTBT, that means that China and India. I see.
Yes. When the other countries hear about this new weapon, they'll all want to contact us. Washington won't be very happy when we start selling their own system to the highest bidders. Yes, the President will break. He will give in to our demands.
Big Boss's DNA and $1 billion.
$1 billion.
$1 billion.
Genome soldiers as well. I'm also including the Fox dye vaccine in our demands.
Fox dye. It killed Octopus and the Arms Tech president. So it's true that it affects older people first. Mantis might not have been affected because he wore a mask.
Wolf wasn't infected either. Perhaps due to those tranquilizers she always took.
Something to do with the adrenaline level in the blood. Or maybe it's just because this Fox dye was still experimental and they haven't worked out all the bugs yet.
In any case, have you heard from your friend, Colonel Sergei Golukovich, at the Spetsnaz?
Okay,
He
keep
still
in
has
mind
doubts
this
about
stuff
the
about
ability of
Colonel
Metal
Sergei
Gear.
Gerlukovich,
He
because
said we
while
can
it
talk
won't
after
come into
Metal
play
Gear's
here,
test launch
it
is
is going to
successful.
come into play in Metal Gear Solid 2.
He's a very prudent man.
There's nothing to worry about. The Colonel wants Metal Gear and a new nuclear weapon so bad he can taste it. If Russia wants to regain its position as a military superpower, they need to reinforce their nuclear arsenal. They need a nuclear weapon that can't be intercepted. Metal Gear will allow them to gain first strike capability over the rest of the world.
Their regular army is in shambles, and they think they can restore their country's military power with nuclear weapons?
Jeez, this whole stuff about Russia's military being in
He's the one who gave
shambles
us
and
time, and most of our other
you know,
firepower.
not being a
He's
threat to
got
anyone
1,000
without
soldiers under his command.
if
we join
like nuclear
forces,
super
we
weapons.
could
That's
develop
that has
resistance.
sure aged like
Since Mantis
the
died,
oldest
the
of
genome
milk.
soldiers' brainwashing has started to wear off. I'm worried about the men's morale. An alliance with the Russians would boost that as well.
What are you saying?
We're not going anywhere. We're going to dig in here.
We could still escape.
We've got the most powerful weapon ever made.
We're going to
ally
make
with
this
Golukovich's forces.
Going to
underground
fight the whole world.
base in the middle
wrong
of
with that?
fucking
We can launch a
nowhere,
nuclear
in the
warhead
middle of
any
an
target on
Alaskan
this planet.
archipelago,
A nuclear
our new
warhead,
home.
invisible to radar. And on top of that, this
But
base
sir,
is full
where
of
are we going to
spare
get
nuclear
food
warheads.
and supplies
Once we
from?
get the DNA and the money, the world
Leave
will be
the
ours.
planning to
What
me.
about your
Hi, Billy Mays here!
I have no interest in the revival.
They're going to get it
of
from
Mother
Billy
Russia.
Mays, exactly. We've
not
seen how
thinking of
persuasive he
reviving
can be at ordering
Today,
food from
call
McDonald's.
This place Outer Heaven.
Big Boss's dream.
But boss, you're not worried
Okay,
about
since
the
I
power
skipped
being
over Metal Gear and
overridden?
Metal Gear 2, Outer
Third
Heaven
isn't it
was the
again,
name
it'll be
of
deactivated.
the like
No need to
Soldiers
worry.
Haven,
The DARPA chief of the Armstead president
like
of Earth
micronation
today.
that
Does
Big
Snake
Boss
know how the
tried to
override system
establish.
You interrogated him,
And
don't you
Liquid's
know?
like, I'm going to
have
create my
keys on
own Outer Heaven
Good.
and
No,
surpass what
stop
Big Boss
Metal
did.
Gear now.
By the way, what should we do with that woman?
There's a lot more stuff about Outer Heaven
Let her
in later
live.
games,
She's Campbell's
but
niece,
you
and
really do
Snake
need to
cares
know,
for her. We'll keep her as
you
our
know, Outer
base.
Heaven was Big Boss's dream.
Yeah.
For how it plays into this story.
Snake, I found Baker's top secret files.
Great job.
Understand,
Can't
might
go in
be
there.
so far up your ass right now, you'll have to remove it with surgery, guaranteed. But I'm
This
not
is
done
what
yet.
Baker was keeping
I want
his
your
top
truck to
secret
look
files,
really
a threat
damn-
from Billy
Watch
Mays.
this.
In
I'll
the
put a
detonation.
giant hole in your windshield with this
If you
hammer
insert
in
the
one
keys
easy
when the
motion.
warhead is
And
active,
I'm gonna
it
cut
will
your
be
brake.
activated. And if
Why?
you insert them when
Because fuck
inactive,
you,
it
that's
becomes
what-
activated. The keys once.
You ruined my joke. I was going to say he
better get
actually
started. We
didn't
don't have
keep
much
anything
time.
in
But it takes 3
like the
keys,
high
right?
security
I've
stuff.
only
He
got
just
one
kept
of them.
everything in a
Hold
folder
on a
labeled
minute.
homework.
You see, that's the trick. You already have all 3 keys.
What are you talking about?
The card key is made of a shape memory alloy.
Shape memory alloy.
Yes. It's a material that changes shape at different temperatures. The key is made out of it.
This card key?
Yeah. The card key changes shape at different temperatures.
So this key is actually 3 keys in one. Clever.
Can you see
Here's
the
a little
input
lore dump
terminals
for
in
you.
the center of the control room?
While I do have a
Those 3
lifelike
laptop
synthetic
terminals
flesh
are
over
for
my
the emergency
cybernetic parts,
input.
my
There should be a symbol on each screen.
cybernetic
Each
body,
symbol
which
corresponds
consists of
to a
everything
different
except
key.
my head,
Input
spine,
the keys
and
in order
right
from
arm.
left to
Are
right.
right arm or left arm? I can't
Left
tell.
one's the room temperature key.
Can't tell
See
right
the
now.
symbol? Next to that goes the low
Are
temperature
made out of a
one on
moldable
the right
shape
is the high
memory
temperature
alloy
key.
that can change shape
Okay,
and
I got it. First,
density
I
and
change the
other
shape of the
things
card, and then I input
according
them in order,
to
right?
That's
temperature,
right. All you do is insert the card keys.
defensive measures,
After you insert the key
or
into the
just
module,
other
a
things.
hard disk reads the information contained on it. Once you've finished with all 3 terminals, the code input process is complete. But here's the thing. You can only use the key 3 times.
It also has the
It's an
effect that
emergency
since
system,
it
it's only meant
also
to be
has the
used
effect
once.
of being able
Word is
to
writing on
change
that
into a
key,
more
Snake.
feminine appearance that ends up, fitting well with someone who's gender fluid.
I mean, that explains a lot.
Yeah.
The key fell in the drainage ditch.
I love that the sound of the key falling into the drainage ditch is just someone going. Psh, psh,
I'll
psh.
enjoy watching you
Yeah.
die.
All right. So there's 2 possibilities of what can happen to that key, and we're going to see what we get stuck with. One of them is that falls into a drainage ditch, and oh shit, my controller turned off. One of them is that it falls into the drainage ditch, like he said, and we have to retrieve it. The other one is that big old rat eats it, like it was a piece of pizza. And we have to get it from the rat by killing the rat. That card sound falling sounds like the low budget DBZ parody sound. Yeah, it does. The one from Mega 64. Because I think Mega 64 just came out with a new one of their like low budget DBZ parodies of the Saiyan Saga. Happy lurking, Cloud. I need to set up a command for lurking. Damn, I'm really screwed as far as health goes, because I don't have any more rations. And it's hard to get rations at this point.
Any more words about Schwarzenegger? I'll be back.
You'll be Bach? I don't know what Austrian composers have to do with this, but okay. So we gotta use the mine detector. Not to be confused with the tarantula black metal detector. Alright, found a couple rations, good. Up, bomb! Shit, where'd the bomb go? Where is the bomb? There it is. Yeet! got the key, so we didn't have to go rat hunting. This isn't gonna turn into Rat Movie, the movie part 3. Also, once JKR gets back, I'll have another bit of news to share with you guys. By the way, Timo, are you still in chat? Or did you go to rest and continue recovering? Either one's good. If you're not in chat right now, then I'll just DM you later. Did I hear much of the Game Awards? I watched a little. I watched like the ending bits of it while it was happening. Me and Kier just happened to be in a call together when it was going on. We were like, "Hey, I might as well check it out." Even though I don't usually give a flying fuck about the Game Awards.
I'm back.
Gotta say, welcome back. I gotta say, the most interesting thing to come out of why I saw the Game Awards was Flute Guy. Absolute legend. And while we were watching that orchestral performance and it kept coming back to Flute Guy, Kier kept on insisting that it was actually Eric Andre for like some sort of promotional stunt. But I was like, no, that is not Eric Andre. They just happen to have similar hair. And lo and behold, I was correct. It was not Eric Andre. Because Eric Andre would not, well, first of all, it didn't look that much like Eric Andre. And second of all, I don't feel like the Game Awards would, you know, do an Eric Andre prank for the orchestral bit leading to the Game of the Year award. They're a bit too boring for that. I was gonna say professional, but no. The correct term is boring. Like, I can understand why he thought that, considering that Opera GX just recently played a big Eric Andre prank on all their users. Somehow it didn't affect me, though. I never got jump scared by Eric Andre while that was going on. I tried opening and closing Opera GX several times while people were bitching about that, and not once did I get Eric Andre screaming at me.
Jeez. Also, if you guys hear background noise, it's just me picking up the shit from the new Death Star's fingernail. I haven't had a chance to clean up since.
Excuse me, his official name is Unknown Evil, if the poll is anything to go by.
I'll never understand why they called him Unknown Evil when it was clearly him.
I'll never understand why they called him Unknown Evil when they... Like, unless they put him on there wanting him to not win, it's like, oh, would you like... Which one of these would you like to get a figure to the uninitiated who don't know anything outside of the cartoons that aired in America? Would you like to vote for Optimus Primal, Megatron, Star Saber, who's you know, American cartoon watchers would not know, but comic readers would know.
Yeah.
Or this mystery character that we're not naming or showing the face of. It's the equivalent of, like, okay, now that, it's like, okay, you can choose your prize. You can either get $100 million, or you can get the mystery box. It's like, what's in the mystery box? I don't know. It could be $100 million for all I know.
Right.
When you could just choose the $100 million.
Yeah.
Alright, so we put in the normal key, now we gotta freeze the key.
In this world, there is only one absolute. Everything. Freeze.
I'm more of a fan of what killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age!
I mean, you can tell Schwarzenegger was having way too much fun with being freeze.
Yeah.
You know, pulling off ice puns. It's like the movie is not good by any means compared to the
It
rest
is
of the
objectively not a good movie, but by God, is it not boring?
No, I know, right?
Like, yeah, it might be hot trash, but it's never a dull moment.
Nope.
Alright, the key is frozen now. Also, I don't know if it's also in this version, but I know in the GameCube remake, your rations can also freeze if you stay too long in this room.
Oh boy.
GameCube version also makes this a much shorter trek by giving you secret pipes you can shoot that instantly freeze or later on instantly warm the key, so you don't have to backtrack so much. That's why, like, not enough people give the Twin Snakes the credit it deserves for genuinely improving on some areas of the original. Everyone's like, the cutscenes are different, so it sucks.
I mean, everyone's entitled to their wrong opinion.
Like, would I ever recommend the Twin Snakes as your way to experience Metal Gear Solid 1 for the first time? Hell no. But it's still worth checking out. It's not a bad version. It's just not the ideal way to experience the first game because it changes so much.
Right.
And, like, not like story changes. It's more so like, you know, it's basically Metal Gear Solid 1 with Metal Gear Solid 2's engine. So...
yeah.
So, you get updated presentation, and, you know, also it had a different director who decided to take inspiration from, like, The Matrix and John Woo movies and stuff like that. That leads to much more over-the-top action scenes during cutscenes. And that's been very divisive. I'm of the opinion of, it looks goofy as shit, but I'm all here for it. Like, I'm a Tokusatsu fan. Of course I'm not going to hate that. One of my favorite Godzilla movies is Final Wars, and half the movie is just stupid shit like that. That's also why my Godzilla opinions should be disregarded. Because, like, everyone's like, oh, the Godzilla's at his best when, he's an unstoppable force of nature brought on by mankind's hubris. And I'm like, yeah, but also I like to see him fight stuff. I like the one where he fights a robot duplicate of himself. Why was Twin Snakes a GameCube exclusive? Apparently it was Kojima's idea. Because
there goes PAL code number 2.
Just wanted to work with Nintendo.
Next comes PAL number 3. Warm the key.
Don't quote me on that, because I could be very wrong. But I remember reading that somewhere that was actually Kojima who approached Nintendo about making a GameCube exclusive Metal Gear game, and that ended up being the Twin Snakes. Now, as for why it's never been re-released since then, I have no idea. I've seen people say, like, oh, Silicon Knights developed it, so, and they're not around anymore, so it could be, like, rights issues. I'm like, the only thing, like, that's not how, game development and publishing deals work. And second of all, the only things that would need to be edited out, would be the, explicitly Nintendo-themed stuff, like, the Mario and Yoshi figurines and the GameCube on the desk. Other than that, it would be fine. Like, that's the only thing that could potentially, be like, you know, it keeping it from getting re-released on, like, say, PlayStation or Xbox.
Right.
But I can also understand why Konami hasn't, here's the thing, Twin Snakes is actually not that rare. Among GameCube games, at the very least, it's kind of expensive, but it's also not very in demand. So, you can usually find it for a somewhat reasonable price. That's reasonable by GameCube standards. Like, it's not gonna be dirt cheap, but I picked up a complete in-box copy for like $70.
I mean, that's not bad.
Granted, that was before the retro game boom, which seems to be going through a crash right now, thankfully. It's long overdue for a crash. I miss being able to get Pokemon games for $20 on the secondhand market instead of having to pay hundreds of dollars for a cartridge-only copy.
Yeah.
I don't even play them. I just want them. I just, in case I feel like playing one, I want that option.
Yeah.
Then again, I haven't played a... When it comes to GameCube collecting, I haven't played a disc game in a while because, you know, it's getting easier and easier to replace, bypass the disc drive in a GameCube, and if I get enough money for Christmas, I'm going to put some of that towards, getting an ODE, GC loader drive for, my GameCube, just to bypass that entirely by replacing the disc drive with an SD card reader. Right now, what I'm using is an SD to SP2 adapter, and that works, but it does have compatibility issues. Very minor compatibility issues nowadays, but it's still kind of throttled by the transfer speed of that particular port that plugs into. So, a small handful of GameCube games have some issues with, like, full motion video especially. Like, Beautiful Joe, I was able to play through from beginning to end with no real issues, but it would occasionally stutter during cutscenes because those are rendered as FMVs instead of in-engine. You want to talk about getting lucky with getting a rare game for a low price? I unfortunately had to sell this game recently due to just needing the money and not really having a way to play it anymore. And I was like, do I want to just keep it as a display piece, or do I want to be able to buy food?
About Naomi Hunter.
And I ended up selling my copy of Skies of Arcadia, which I picked up sealed at a convention.
Okay,
Sealed, never opened.
No one else can
Still
hear us. Go ahead.
in the plastic wrap.
Sorry, but I
$60.
didn't want the Colonel to hear.
Okay, so what's up?
$60 for a sealed
friend in the
Dreamcast
Pentagon.
game from the
Yeah.
last year of its
He's the one
production
who
run?
told me about
That is
it.
insane.
Looks like the DIA
Yeah.
recently developed a new type of assassination weapon.
An assassination.
And I ended up selling it for about
Snake,
double what I
Have
paid
you
for
ever
it.
heard of something called
Not bad.
fox die?
I ended up getting one guy that was trying to haggle
Fox
with
died.
me, and I'm like,
Liquid
no.
and the others were
He
talking
was
about
like,
it.
oh, I'm not
Yeah.
convinced
It's
that
some kind of
it's worth
virus that
spending
targets specific
$100-something
people.
dollars
I
on
don't know all
because
the details,
the
but
discs have
what are
very
you trying to
minor
say?
surface scratches on them.
It's too
That shows you're not
similar.
taking care of them.
What
I'm
is
like, my brother in Christ,
the
have you ever
cause of
seen
death?
Dreamcast discs?
Didn't
They're
the
the most
Armstead president and the
scratch-prone
DARPA
discs on the
chief,
planet.
decoy
They get
Yeah, right.
scratches just from
of
playing
something that
them.
looked like a heart attack. Yeah.
What's the best place to sell those games? I've been selling them on
Apparently,
eBay.
Fox die kills its victims by
Yeah, I've been
simulating
selling them on
a heart
eBay.
attack.
No.
I would say avoid
Naomi was
selling
behind
them
it.
to
Snake.
retro
Try
game
to
to like
remember.
game
Did
stores
Naomi
unless you
give
know
some kind of
you can
injection?
trust
Nanomachines.
the person to
She
give you a
was in
good
the
price.
best position to have done it.
Because
but I
a lot of
don't
times
know
what
her
retro
motive
game
was.
stores do, because
Does
they
the
have to
Colonel
make a
know?
profit,
I'm not sure.
is rather than paying
But
the
he
market
still
price
hasn't
for you,
questioned
they
her.
undercut it and then
Okay.
sell it for the
I'll
market
ask him
price.
myself.
Yeah.
Colonel, what's new with the Naomi situation?
I just placed Naomi under arrest.
Arrest?
And a lot of
Sending
times,
code
rather than giving you
messages towards
cash,
the
they'll give
Alaskan
you
base.
store credit.
I didn't want to believe it, but she must be
Well, then
working with the
GameStop.
terrorists.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Never sell
so.
anything to
She's
GameStop.
being
It's an
interrogated
outright,
now.
it's highway
What
robbery.
kind of interrogation?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to avoid the rough stuff, but we don't even have any sodium pentothal here.
Call me if you find out anything.
So it's true, isn't it?
Naomi. I can't believe it.
So Naomi
That
was a
means the
spy,
Fox die
and
vaccine
she
must
developed
be
a
around somewhere.
Listen,
virus that
I've got
targets
bigger things to
specific
worry
people
about.
called Fox die,
Snake,
and
he
that's
might
what's
be
been
infected
causing
too, you know.
All
people
I
to
can
have
do
heart attacks
is
throughout
leave it up
this
to the
story.
Colonel.
So it was intended to kill.
Yeah, it's a virus that causes heart attacks. By,
Yeah. Whereas Revolver
by
Ocelot
like
would be
by like infecting your cells and basically causing them to commit Sudoku.
yeah.
Which, you know, brilliant bioweapon.
Yeah.
But brilliant idea for a bioweapon, but as the series progresses, especially once we get to Metal Gear Solid 4, we'll see that it's not without some unintended side effects. Also, as for selling your retro games, I will say this. Getting your game graded for its condition is not guaranteed to make it more valuable. Because, as we've been seeing, a lot of those grading organizations are just scams. And, the only people who are willing to pay top dollar for graded, sealed in acrylic cases games, or graded, sealed in acrylic cases anything, are like a very small minority of buyers out there.
Yeah.
And I'm of the opinion that I would rather my game go to someone who's going to play it, rather than someone who's just going to put it on a shelf.
Right.
And display it as something they spent over $100 on, but cannot use.
Yeah, right.
Like, if I'm gonna sell a rare game from my collection, which I hate having to do, but I've had to do it twice recently, I'd rather it go to someone who's going to enjoy it, rather than someone who's going to use it as a way to brag about how much disposable income they have.
Yeah. No, that's understandable.
Which is why I have such mad respect for Hugbees now, because, like, spoilers for his new video about All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder, he bought a sealed, like a graded and sealed in one of those acrylic cases, copy of All-Star Batman and Robin the Boy Wonder issue 10. That was the recalled variant that had uncensored swear words in it.
Yeah.
Or rather, not uncensored, but poorly censored so you could still read what they said. Okay, wasn't planning on that, but it's nice to see that Snake does the Terminator death thing of holding his hand out. That's one way to warm up the tea. Yeah, anyway, he bought a sealed copy, and then he destroyed the case it was in so he could take it out of the case and actually read it. And the whole time he was doing that, he was playing a mashup of the Legend of Zelda theme and the Space Jam theme. As he was like hacking away at it with a box cutter and chiseling it with a screwdriver and a sledgehammer.
Oh, jeez.
Because, you know, it's one thing if that was something like an Action Comics #1, where you want that preserved. It's not something you're going to actually read. No, that's something you buy for display purposes only.
Right.
But it's All-Star Batman and Robin. It's not historically significant the first appearance of Superman is. There's no reason to try and preserve that to increase its value over time. Yeah, it's a rare printing of it because it was recalled almost immediately after it was printed. But still, All-Star Batman and Robin, is it really worth it?
No. It goes without saying, but no, it's not worth it.
It's like saying, yes, I must preserve my mint condition copy of Superman at Earth's End. Or, I must preserve my mint condition copy of Holy Terror.
No, jeez.
Or, my mint condition sealed copy of, the Beast Wars source book.
God, the source book.
I almost bought the Beast Wars source book during my very first trip to a comic shop, but I ended up going for the Transformers Armada source book instead.
Probably the better option, anyway.
I didn't like it either way because I didn't understand. Like, I had never read comics up to that point. And I was unfamiliar with the fact that the Transformers comics are set in a separate continuity from the TV shows.
Yeah.
So I read this source book for Transformers Armada, and I'm like, wow, not a single bit of this is like it is in the show. What the fuck? Also, because I don't have a better place to fit this in, here's a friendly reminder that in the Archie Sonic comics, Eggman once built a robot to fight Sonic called Spawn Mower. That was a robot version of Spawn that was a lawnmower.
Codec.
Oh, jeez.
Is what the Colonel says true?
Yes. But not everything I said was a lie.
Who are you?
I don't know myself. I don't know my real name or even what my parents looked like. I bought all my identification. But my reason for getting into genetics was true.
Because you want to know yourself, right?
Naomi, identity
That's
theft
right.
is not a joke. It affects hundreds of people every year.
My age, my race, anything.
Naomi.
I was found in Rhodesia sometime in the 80s. A dirty little orphan.
Rhodesia? What's now known as Zimbabwe?
Yes. Rhodesia was owned by England until 1965, and there were lots of Indian laborers around. That's probably where I got my skin color from, but I'm not even sure about that.
Naomi, you're too worried about the past. Isn't it enough to understand who you are now?
Understand who I am now? Why should I? No one else tries to understand me. I was alone for so long, until I met my big brother. And him.
Your big brother?
Yes. Frank Yeager.
Oh,
What?
shit. That's why she
He
was
was a
so
young
concerned
soldier.
about Gray Fox.
When he picked me up near the Zambezi River.
That line
was
right
half
there
dead
is
from
not going to mean
starvation, and he
anything to
shared his
people who
rations with
aren't
me.
up on Metal Gear lore, but
Yes.
Frank Yeager is Gray
Frank
Fox's real
Yeager.
name.
The man who you destroyed was my brother and my only family.
No. Gray Fox?
We survived that hell together, Frank and I.
And honestly, that's pretty well foreshadowed, and I like that.
It's my one connection.
Because Jaeger is the German
Only
word
connection
for
I had
hunter.
to my past.
And, he
And
brought you
Naomi's
back to
last name
America.
is Hunter.
I was in Mozambique when he came.
Who is he? You mean Big Boss?
Yes. He brought us to this land of freedom. This America.
Far on move.
And then he and my brother went back to Africa to continue the war. And that's when it happened. You killed my benefactor and sent my brother home a cripple. I vowed revenge and joined Foxhound. I knew it was my best chance to meet you, and I prayed for the day that I would.
So, were your prayers answered?
Yes. I waited 2 long years.
To kill me? Is that all you cared about?
Yes. That's right. 2 years. You were all I thought about for 2 long years. Like some kind of twisted obsession.
Do you still hate me?
Not exactly. I was partly wrong about you.
What about Liquid and the others?
I'll have my revenge on them too.
Naomi, you didn't kill that doctor too, did you? The one that used Gray Fox for his genome experiments?
Dr. Clark? No. That was my brother. Afterwards, I covered it up and helped him hide out.
So that ninja, I mean Gray Fox, he's come here to kill me?
I don't think so. I think he just came here to fight you. I wasn't sure before, but now I think I understand. A final battle with you. That's all he lives for. I'm sure of it.
Fox, no. Naomi, tell me something.
About Fox Die? Fox Die is a type of retrovirus that targets and kills only specific people. First, it infects the macrophages in the victim's body. Fox Die contains smart enzymes created through protein engineering. They're programmed to respond to specific genetic patterns in the cells.
Those enzymes recognize the target's DNA?
Right. They respond by becoming active and using the macrophages. They begin creating TNF-epsilon.
Huh?
It's a type of cytokine, a peptide which causes cells to die. The TNF-epsilon is carried along the bloodstream to the heart, where they attach to
I'll
the
go ahead
T
and
receptors in
play
the
the
heart
ad
cells.
break, just
And then
Yeah.
because a lot of this is just
The heart cells suffer a shock,
technobabble,
Exposition.
basically.
extreme apoptosis. Then, the victim dies.
apoptosis. You mean the heart cells commit suicide? Naomi,
What?
you must have programmed that thing to kill me too.
When I see
right?
the name "The Best Is Yet to Come," I remember that as one of the songs
I
of
still
the
have
band
time?
called Red. Not familiar with
Naomi,
that. I just know
I
"The
don't
Best Is
blame
Yet
you
to
for
Come"
wanting me
is
dead,
the
but I can't go
ending
yet.
theme
I still
of
have
this
a job
game.
to do.
Listen, Snake. I'm not the one who made the decision to use Fox Die.
Huh? You
It's a
weren't.
Christian band. That explains
No.
why I haven't heard of it, because
You were
I don't
injected
listen to
with
Christian
Fox Die
music.
as
I listen to
part of
good
this
music.
operation. I just wanted to let you know that.
You don't
No,
listen to Skillet
it's not the
then.
whole truth.
No, especially now that's come out that Skillet's frontman
The
is a
real
cult
thing I
member.
wanted to tell you was,
Oh, gee.
Snake,
Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, what are you doing?
Snake!
Naomi!
Snake, I can't allow Naomi to make any more unauthorized
The only
transmissions.
Christian music I've ever gotten unironic
Naomi's been
enjoyment
removed
out
from
of
this
is
operation.
the ska
happened to
album,
Naomi?
the Christian
What
ska
did she mean
album.
when
It's
she
a
said
ska,
that
ska,
Bob's
ska,
Dime was
ska
part of this
world
operation?
by
Colonel,
B.O.B.
let me
Not to be
talk to her.
confused with
I
the B.O.B.
won't.
that's a flat
She's under
earther,
arrest.
but
Colonel,
B.O.B. short
you
for Band of
double-crossed me.
Believers.
Snake.
Look up the, well, now
Right
she
now,
goes by
your
Ellie,
job is
Ellie
to stop
Spectacular,
Metal
but
Gear.
before she
Okay,
transitioned,
Snake?
she did a series called Luke at This, and the first episode was on that album, and Ellie Spectacular, at the time going by Luke, introduced me to that album through that video, and it's been a low-key obsession of mine, because it's like, Christian ska, that's not a thing I thought existed, but I'm kind of glad it does, because it goes hard. It goes harder than it needs to, especially since for some reason, for reasons that we do not fully understand, as a certain YouTube poop would say, they decided, you know what, for our one music video and for our album cover, we're going to imitate the South Park art style for our Christian ska album.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, and we also don't know who worked on that album, because they all go under pseudonyms that are all variations of Bob. With the one female member being Roberta, which is just Robert Genderbent.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at least thematically it makes sense for all the members of B.O.B. to be named Bob.
Yeah.
I think the whole album's on YouTube. Look it up. It's called It's a Ska, 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 Ska World. Also, I keep saying, like, Ellie Spectacular, as if people are going to know her by that name when she has a much more well-known YouTube channel. The Things One, the famous YouTube pooper, who's been making YouTube poops for over a decade now.
Oh, what?
Same person. She's also made a couple mashup albums that are really good.
Nice.
And she also made, like, the most in-depth episode-by-episode retrospective about the big comfy couch that I've ever seen, which is, there's not there's not many contenders for that title, but still impressive.
Yeah, right. The Big Comfy Couch. Now that's a name I've not heard in a long time.
Fun fact, the actress who played Lunette from The Big Comfy Couch during its initial run, before she ended up retiring from the role and being replaced by someone else for, like, the last couple seasons, that's Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2 and Resident Evil Code Veronica. As in the original Claire Redfield, not the remake Claire Redfield.
Yeah.
And she was also one of the translators for late-era Mega Man X games, and is the one responsible for giving us the Guns N' Roses-inspired names for Mega Man X5 Mavericks.
Oh, jeez. His name is Duff McWhalen.
Yeah, she's the one. If it weren't for her, if it weren't for Lunette the Clown, we wouldn't have Duff McWhalen. Okay, we entered all three PAL keys. Oh, activated.
Ready for launch.
Snake, you fool!
Thank you, Snake. Now the detonation code is completed. Nothing can stop Metal Gear now.
Master, what's going on?
You found the key, and even activated the warhead for us, too. I really must express my gratitude. Sorry to have involved you in that silly shape memory alloy business.
What are you talking about?
We weren't able to learn the DARPA chief's code. Even with Mantis' psychic powers, he couldn't read his mind. Then
Remember,
Ocelot accidentally
all
killed
top-level
him
government
during the
employees
interrogation.
have psychic
In other
implants
words,
in them
we
that
weren't able to
prevent their
launch the
minds from
nuclear
being
device,
read.
and we
All
were
of this is foreshadowed. It's brilliant.
Without the threat of a nuclear strike, our demands would never be met.
What do you mean?
Without the detonation codes, we had to find some other way. That's when we decided you might prove useful, Snake.
What?
First, I thought we might get the information from you, Snake, so I had Decoy Octopus disguise himself as the DARPA chief. Unfortunately, Octopus didn't survive the encounter, thanks to Fox Die.
You mean you had this plan from the beginning? Just to get me to input the detonation code?
Huh? You didn't think you made it this far by yourself, did you?
Who the hell are you?
In any case, the launch preparations are complete. Once the world glimpses the power of this weapon, the White House will have no choice but to surrender the Fox Die vaccine.
So if he's not Miller,
to me,
because
there
Miller would
is
not
the
do this,
hole.
as far as we know,
Useless.
Ace in the hole.
The
take a
Pentagon's
wild
plan
guess who
to
he
use
actually
you was
is.
already successful.
Snake.
The torture room.
He obviously has to be Red Herring.
One who doesn't know. Poor fool.
It's not
You
me,
Red
Jones.
I'll tell you everything you want to know. If you come where I am, that is.
But
You
no,
and
it's
your Red
actually Liquid. There's a reason why Cam Clark voices both Miller and
That's
Liquid
not
in this
Master Miller.
game.
Campbell, you're too late.
Master Miller's body was just discovered.
And there's a
at his
reason why when
He's been
Robin
dead
Atkin
for at
Downs
least
took
3
over the
days.
role of the real
know
Master
because my
Miller,
codec link master was
starting
cut
with
off.
Peace Walker,
But
he
Mei
does an
Ling said his
impersonation of
transmission
Cam
signal
Clark.
was coming from inside the base.
So who is it?
Snake. you
So Miller's been
talking
dead
to
for days,
Me?
and the transmission was coming from right near us the whole time. Liquid's by far not the smartest
You
Metal
served
Gear
your
villain that we've
purpose.
had, but this
You
is still a great
may
gambit.
die now.
Oh no, he released the stank! He released the stank gas.
Oh,
Kinda wish
jeez.
we had a what the tweet sound. Yeah, for Metal Gear I should have that. Time to call our hacker friend Otacon.
Snake, that's bulletproof glass. You can't break it with an ordinary weapon.
Can't you open
Can I
a
break it with a
security
rocket?
here?
Because I've
I'll
got 2
try.
rocket
Just
launchers.
hold on for a minute.
Prepare my forces for launch. No, not launch. Launch.
It took me a minute to remember where that's from. It's from Buzz Lightyear Star Command,
I
right?
hacked into security.
Yep.
Snake, I'm opening the door.
Specifically, the debut episode of one Los por A2.
I never actually saw much of the TV series because it always aired right when I was about to go to school.
Yeah.
So, like, my only experience with it is obviously the pilot movie, but also the video game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's most of my experience from it too. TV show. Years down the line.
You'd point a
Shoot
weapon
him,
at your
shoot
own
him,
brother.
shoot him,
Why
shoot
did you
him,
disguise
shoot him,
yourself as Matt?
shoot him,
So I
shoot
can
him,
manipulate
shoot
you
him,
more
shoot him, shoot
And
him,
perform
shoot
quite
him.
well, I must say. Although the boys at the
fire.
Pentagon are probably saying the same thing.
What the hell are you talking about?
Following orders blindly with no questions asked, you've lost your
But you
warrior's
can't break
pride and
bulletproof
become
glass
nothing more
with
than a
rockets
pawn
because
snake.
plot. Yeah.
What?
Stopping the nuclear launch, rescuing the hostages, it was all just a diversion.
A diversion?
The Pentagon only needed for you to come into contact with us. That's what killed the Arms Tech president and Decoy Octopus.
You don't mean...
That's right. You were sent here to kill us so they could retrieve Metal Gear undamaged, along with the bodies of the Genome soldiers. From the beginning, the Pentagon was just using you as a vector to spread Fox Die.
Fox Die? It can't be. Are you telling me Naomi was working with the Pentagon?
They thought she was, but it seems that Dr. Naomi Hunter couldn't be controlled so easily.
What?
We've got a spy working in the Pentagon. He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox Dye's program just before the operation, but no one knows how or why.
I wonder.
So, Naomi's
Maybe they
not
arrested her so
working
they
for
can
the
find out the
terrorists,
answer
but
to
she's
that.
also not working for the
No
Pentagon.
doubt. But I had no idea she was motivated by such petty revenge.
There
We still
actually
don't
is an
know what
answer to this,
changes
but
she
that's
made to
major
Fox Dye's
spoilers for
program.
later entries. Especially
Well,
since the next time we see Naomi
I've
Hunter
already
is in Metal
added the
Gear
Fox
Solid
Dye
4,
vaccine to my list of White House
where she's
demands.
inexplicably
There's a
lost her
vaccine.
British
There
accent.
must be, but that woman is the
Damn.
only one. who
I say
really
inexplicably. She technically lost it
Anyway,
starting with the
it
Twin
might
Snakes
prove to
remake.
be unnecessary.
Because
That.
You were
like one of the
successful
voice
in
acting
coming
changes
into
they
contact
made
all
with
of
that
us.
that
So we
was
must have
accepted
all
as
been
canon
exposed to the virus.
was
It's
like they
true
didn't
that the
change the
architect
voice
president
actors
and
for
decoy
Naomi and Mei
officers were
Ling.
killed
They
by
just
Fox
dropped
Dye.
the
But
accents
Ocelot,
for them.
myself, and you, the carrier, were apparently unaffected.
Because it wouldn't make
Bug in the
sense for
virus's
Naomi
program.
to have a British accent when
Could be.
she's not
In
British.
any case, if it doesn't kill you, then I'm not
And
worried
it wouldn't make
either.
sense
After
for
all,
Mei Ling
our
to have a
genetic
thick
code
Chinese
is
accent
identical.
when
true. You
she
and I
grew
are-
up in New York.
Yes, twins. But we're not ordinary twins. We're twins linked by cursed genes. Les enfants terribles.
Bless
You're
you.
fine. You got all the old man's dominant genes. I got the flawed recessive genes. Everything was done so that you would be the greatest of his children. The only reason I exist is so they could create you.
I was the favorite, huh?
That's right. I'm just the leftovers of what they used to make you. Can you understand what it's like to know that you're garbage since the day you were born?
You just have to embrace that you're garbage and become the trash man.
So obsessed with Big Boss. Some warped kind of love.
Love? It's hate! He always told me I was inferior.
If they are
And now
identical,
I'll
then why are
have
there
my
dominant and
revenge.
recessive genes in
You
separate
should
people?
understand.
Liquid's, very famously, Liquid's whole rant is just nonsense. It does not follow genetics at all. And they ended up retconning this so that,
I will
he
surpass him.
does
I will
so that like
destroy
he
him.
canonically has a very poor understanding
Well, I'm not like
of how
you.
genetics
Unlike
works,
you,
and that's
I'm
supposed to be a
proud of the
character
destiny
flaw
that
of
is
his,
encoded into my very
as far as like later entries are concerned. It also like even if it weren't retcon, like the post-credit scene for this game also explains that Liquid was wrong either way. Like both in canon and in terms of real-world genetics. But the thing about the identical twin stuff, it's not necessarily that they are like identical twins, it's that they are clones of Big Boss, where like as part of how they were genetically engineered, meant like sort of like cultivating an environment where they had like disposable fetuses that could be like thrown away to encourage strong fetal development and stronger development of genes, which would create the one that has the perfect genes. I'm sure that's not how cloning actually works, but I'm okay with letting that slide. This was 1998. We had just recently performed the first cloning. And it was of a sheep. We still, to this day, have not cloned humans, and we don't know how that would feasibly work.
I actually await the day we could actually clone ancient extinct animals.
I mean, there's actually been attempts at cloning woolly mammoths at the very least. The problem is finding a close enough genetic relative to implant that genetic material into in order to produce a proper clone. Because basically what scientists have ended up with their experiments is just hairy elephants rather than woolly mammoths.
Yeah.
You don't think Dolly was even a thing at this point in time? Dolly was sometime in the 90s. This game came out in 98, and lore-wise, this takes place in 2005.
Let's find out. Computer. Let me stop. Not what I asked. Computer, stop.
$1996. So yeah, Dolly had like just been a thing, and even then we didn't understand more of the like pitfalls of the cloning process. Like it took us until, you know, Dolly's death to understand that clones accelerate age rapidly.
Yeah.
Which is going to become a plot point in later Metal Gears. Shit, I accidentally equipped the card instead of the body armor.
Oops. The fact that the telomeres don't reset, so she was born an adult sheep called cell-wise, yeah. Yeah, a lot of this was at the time Metal Gear Solid 1 was in production, a lot of the stuff about cloning was, like, brand new. And in all honesty, it still pretty much is. But we had no understanding of, like, how clones work biologically and, like, how they develop at the time that this game was being made. So a lot of this was, like, speculative fiction.
So it is you.
Also, plot twist, Gray Fox was the Deep Throat guy all along. The guy that's been calling us to give us hints. Also, he has an arm cannon now, because the only thing cooler than a cyborg ninja is a cyborg ninja with a mega buster.
Yes.
Fox, why? What do you want from me?
I am a prisoner of death. Only you can free me.
Fox, stay out of this. What about Naomi? She's hell-bent on taking revenge for you.
Naomi?
You're the only one who can stop her.
He took that Mega Man inspiration. Yeah, he saw that Mega Man comes out January 7th. He's always been he was never book smart, but he's money smart.
I felt so bad that I decided to take her with me. I raised her like...
Oh, we'll get to Raiden. I have a lot of things to say about Raiden. In a good way. I'm not one of those people that's like, I hate Raiden because he's not Snake. Metal Gear Solid 2 was so disappointing because we didn't get to play a Solid Snake the whole game. Fuck it. Fuck that. It works in the context of the narrative.
Yeah.
And it works for the commentary that Kojima was trying to make about Metal Gear Solid. Raiden is a flawed character in a good way. Exactly. I don't like when people want it seems so much like gamers of the time, and especially game journalists of the time, seemed to want Metal Gear Solid 2 to literally just be another Metal Gear Solid 1, and I'm glad that's not what we got. Granted, I didn't play it when it came out, so I came into it without the context of, you know, all the hype that was built up for it. Because I would have been 8 years old at the time. Too young to play Metal Gear Solid 2.
Yeah. We use Royal Harry.
Hey, Kier.
Fox. How strong is that exoskeleton of yours? Snake.
I remember a friend of mine dismissed Metal Gear Rising just because it didn't have Snake. Man, they missed out on a hell of a game then. Like, yeah, it's not a proper Metal Gear title in almost any way, but it is one of the best things that Platinum's put out.
You are indeed worthy of the code name Fox, but now... Also,
that thing about, we didn't hunt foxes, we hunted jackals, we didn't use, foxhounds, we used Royal Harriers. It took me until, like, a year or two ago to learn that a Royal Harrier is a kind of hound. So I thought he meant we used, like, military choppers in order to hunt jackals.
Yes, that's how you hunt.
I mean, it's a way to hunt.
Right.
Yeah, it's like the Emu War, except the emus won that war, remember?
Snake, we're not tools of the government or anyone else.
Petition for Christopher Nolan to make his next war movie about the Emu War.
At least I always...
He's a good example of nature and nurture and conflict at times, and a good example of let's make them pretty, which was a common character design at the time. The thing about him being a pretty boy is actually that wasn't the original intention of his character design. If you're familiar with the Fear from... Oh, bye, Fox. Also, that stock roar that I've heard so many times for Godzilla knockoffs.
Foolish man.
But anyways, if you're familiar with the Fear from Metal Gear Solid 3, that was actually the original character design for Raiden, before Kojima decided to change it because he was asked to not have them play as an ugly old man. So he decided to go opposite direction and make a femboy, basically. And, like, Raiden doesn't get recognized enough as one of the top-tier fanboys, in all honesty. Like, man's going out there with not just high heels, but his feet are molded as high heels. So he can use the heels to hold his sword with his feet. He does not get the recognition he deserves among the femboy pantheon. A very angry, confused, and loyal femboy. Exactly. I remember the lead up for Metal Gear Rising because that was the first game I ever pre-ordered through Amazon. And I remember the disappointment when we got the news that Metal Gear Rising's release was being delayed by like 6 months or something. So I placed that pre-order over a year in advance. And I was so happy when I finally got that confirmation email that it had shipped. Then the suit he wears does wonders, showing off his trapezoids and glutes. Yeah, you could say that. Fanboy tier list, we could do that. That'd be a good tier listing concept. It'd have to be fictional femboys, just so we don't put Finster at the top. And then there's that one. Oh, I know the one scene. Fun fact, that one scene was supposed to be if you're talking about the one scene from Metal Gear Solid 2, that was supposed to be a lot more explicit before Kojima was reined in by being told that it could not be released in either Japan or North America if he had gotten his way.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, the original intention for the sequence where Raiden's lost his clothes and gear and has to sneak through Arsenal Gear's rectum. Yes, it's actually called the rectum. Look it up. Completely naked. The original intention was that, like, Raiden had dangly bits there that he could expose, and if he did, then it would be an instant game over. But just like the original plan for the B&B Corps, someone had to rein in Hideo Kojima and tell him, no, you can't put full frontal nudity in a AAA game and release it in Japan, and especially in Japan, but also North America.
Yeah.
And then, if you think about it, technically Raiden's going around naked the entire time in Metal Gear Rising and Metal Gear Solid 4, since that skin-tight cyborg bodysuit is now his body.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have naughty bits anymore. Because in between Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 4, he was reduced to just, like, his upper jaw, his cranium, and his spinal cord. Everything else is cyborg stuff.
Oh, wow.
It's like the meme goes where like they have the still of Raiden desperately holding on to Snake, and he says, "Snake, I ain't got no dick, man. Do you know what it's like not having a dick?" It's a good thing that he and Rose had their baby before he lost that.
Yes.
It's also kind of weird in hindsight when you look at the one time we get to see Raiden's kid, Little Jack, and he looks like a young Virgil. I'm pretty sure that was completely unintentional. And they made Jack before separation, or the whole thing with Rose and Campbell and Metal Gear Solid 4 is something that still doesn't sit right with me. Partly because I just don't like Rose as a character, and that also doesn't make her wonderful. But also, like, out of all of the Metal Gear characters you could have paired her up with for a fake marriage, why Colonel Campbell when he's in, like, his 70s?
What happened? Snake! Snake!
Snake!
What do I think is the weirdest canon in Metal Gear? There's There's a lot of weird things in Metal Gear canon. So that's a tough question. I mean, pretty much anything about the vocal cord parasites is an easy choice. Oh yeah, the lady bit. Oh god. I have so much to say when we get to Metal Gear Solid 5. How about the fact that the entire finale of Metal Gear Solid 4 only turns out successful because Johnny happened to be afraid of needles. Back in 2005. If he hadn't had a phobia of hypodermic needles in 2005, then the day would not have been saved in Metal Gear Solid 4.
Did that do it?
Like, to give you context, Johnny, if you don't know, if you don't remember who Johnny is, he's the guard that we kept on, that kept on getting his shit kicked in and kept on having diarrhea issues in this game, who was in charge of looking over our cell that I snapped the neck of, but he'll get better. Like, if it wasn't for him not getting his routine injections during the events of this game, where just because he's scared of needles, then the world would have probably ended in Metal Gear Solid 4. That's probably the weirdest canon. Or, here's another bit of weird canon. The entire concept of the Metal Gear was created by a drunk Russian man.
Nah.
And if it weren't for Big Boss coincidentally running into that drunk Russian man while on Operation Snake Eater, then the entire concept of the Metal Gear would not have come into fruition in the future. Because his concept for the Metal Gear was rejected in favor of the Shago mod by the Russian government.
Yeah.
Snake, I'll crush you into dust.
The Metal Gear series is a fever dream? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you want to talk about Metal Gear canon with stuff that's in its own separate canon, the entire Metal Gear Acid series. I say entire, there's only 2 of them. But, like, Metal Gear Acid is more of a fever dream than anything in the main continuity. And also, just responding to an earlier message from Timo, yeah, Johnny deserves all the respect that he does not get. Because he did not have the nanomachine injections that are supposed to sync up soldiers perfectly on a physical and mental level, and yet he was still able to keep up with his team. What's more of a fever dream? Metal Gear, Blaze Blue. Blaze Blue, easily. Blaze Blue, easily.
Sleeping late as usual. A snake.
Liquid. You're still alive.
You think Meryl noticed by the end she said yes to marrying him? Yeah, she does end up marrying him after he confesses all that
Just because
to her.
you've destroyed Metal Gear doesn't mean I am done fighting.
Fighting.
Also, now that you're here, Timo, I wanted to ask you if, I don't know what yet, but sometime I'd like to collab with you if you are up for it. I've been wanting to collab with you for a while, but I have anxiety about asking people that I am not, like, immediate years-long friends with to do anything with me because I have imposter syndrome.
Things...
So yeah, if you ever want to collab on something,
With all the liars and
just let me know.
running the world,
I'd be up for it if it's
war
either on your
isn't
channel
what
or
it
my
used
channel
to
or
be.
both.
We're losing our place in a world that no longer needs us. A world that now spurns our very existence. You should know that as well as I do. After I launch this weapon and get our $1 billion, we'll be able to bring chaos and honor back to this world.
I can't take this scene right here seriously because I keep
Conflict will breed
expecting him
conflict.
to
New
go into a
hatred will
history
arise.
lesson about Big
Then,
Chungus and how it applies to his plan to take over the world.
But as long as there are people, there will always be war.
But the problem is balance. Father knew what type of a balance was best.
Is that the only reason?
Isn't it reason enough for warriors such as us?
I don't want that kind of world.
Ha! You lie! So why are you here then? Why do you continue to follow your orders while
That or a Nigel
superiors
Thornberry
betray-
tangent.
Why did you come here?
I'll
tell you.
That's about as good Nigel Thornberry as I can do. From I can do this with my hands.
Haven't you already killed most of my
I don't know. I think the impression is quite smashing.
Smashing.
Face when you
I haven't seen the Wild Thornberry since I was a kid, so I'm not very up on a lot of his quotes other than the.
You don't have to deny.
Smashing is the only kind.
We were created to be that way.
Created?
Now I'm wondering about, like, what Liquid Snake would sound like if he was voiced by,
That's what the project was called.
God, why
It
his
started in
name
the
escape me
1970s.
now?
Their plan was to
Tim Curry,
artificially
instead
create
of
the
Cam
most
Clark.
powerful soldier possible. The person that they chose as the model was the man known then as the greatest.
Okay, here we get the explanation about the cloning process, and I'm pretty sure this is not, like, even though we don't really know how to clone humans yet because we kind of can't clone humans because human experimentation is banned for this kind of thing, I don't think this is necessarily how human cloning would work, but by 1998 understanding this is
8 clone babies.
solid
Then
enough
they transferred
belief
the
for the
clones to
time.
someone's uterus and later
Where it's
intentionally
like,
aborted 6 of the fetuses to encourage strong fetal
Like,
growth.
they were originally
You and I were
octuplets, and then they
originally
intentionally aborted 6 of them to
The other 6 of our
encourage
brothers
strong
were
fetal growth
sacrificed
between the 2
to make
remaining twins,
us.
even though
We
this
were
turns out to be
accomplices
bullshit.
before the day we were even born. So it was you and
Because
I,
as we learned,
two
there's actually
fertilized
3 of
eggs
them,
with
not
exactly
2.
the same DNA. But they weren't finished yet. They used me as a guinea pig to create a phenotype in which all of the dominant genes were expressed.
Okay, so there's your explanation,
I got all
Timo.
of
They
recessive
were
genes.
identical twins
You took
in terms
everything
of,
from me
like,
before I
fetal
was even
development,
born.
but they performed further genetic experimentation on
aren't
the
his
2 of them
only
to create a twin that expressed all of the
genome
dominant
soldiers.
alleles
They too are
would be
his
the correct
progeny,
term,
carrying
and one
on his
that
genetic
expresses all of the
legacy.
recessive
But
alleles.
they're different. They're digital. With the completion of the human
You know,
genome,
funny enough, the
mysteries of
reason that Kojima went with Solidus was because he realized Gas Snake is an inherently
Thanks to
terrible
Father's
name.
DNA, they were able to identify more than 60 soldier genes responsible for everything from strategic thinking to the proverbial killer instinct. Those soldier genes were transplanted into the members of the next generation special forces. That's how
You also
they
need to
became
understand,
the genome soldiers.
like, not only is
That's
cloning a
right.
big part of this
The
because
genome
Dolly had
soldiers that
just
you've been
happened,
killing
a
are
lot
our
of this
brother with the
particular
same
game
genes
story
as
has to do with
ours.
genetic manipulation and gene therapy because we had just
soldiers.
recently at the
That's
time
right.
cracked the
They
human
are our
genome and
brothers,
discovered
created
like, what
artificially
makes
through the alignment of
up humans on a
nucleotides to
chemical
mimic
level.
our father's genes. They too are the product of numerous
This is also around the
sacrifices.
time, like, it was the same
Human
kind of
experiments.
scientific breakthrough that led to the movie Gattaca, if you're
1991,
familiar with that
the
one.
Gulf War. The military secretly injected soldiers with the soldier genes. The Gulf War syndrome that hundreds of thousands of returning soldiers complained about was a side effect of it.
Ha! Everyone knows that the Gulf War syndrome was caused
just
by
need
exposure
Plasma
to
Snake.
depleted uranium used in the anti-tank rounds.
I say if they
That
were
was
going to
just
have a
cover
fourth
story
snake,
issued
it
by the
should be
Pentagon. First,
it should
they
be
tried
the
to say
one
it was
lady
post-traumatic
snake.
stress disorder, then chemical or biological weapons. The poison gas detection units and the anti-sarin injections.
Does that make sense
they
for
were
a
all
cloning
just
process?
cover-up of the
No, but it
secret
would be
genetic
cool.
experiments.
So then, the so-called Gulf War babies that have been reported by Gulf War veterans are...
Yes, they too are our brothers and sisters.
So the genome soldiers mean that the experiments were a success?
Success? Don't be a fool. They're a complete failure. We are on the verge of extinction.
What?
Have you ever heard of the asymmetry theory? Nature tends to favor asymmetry. Those species which have gone extinct all show signs of symmetry. The genome soldiers suffer from the same problem. Signs of symmetry. So do I. As do you. That's right. We are all on the verge of death at the genetic level. We don't know when or what type of disease will occur. That's why we need the old man's genetic information.
You want Big Boss's DNA so you can save your family?
Yes, it's genuinely we are
In
too
nature,
perfect, so we
family
will die.
members don't mate with each other, and yet they help each other to survive. Do you know why? It increases the chance that their genes will be passed on to a new generation. Altruism among blood relatives is a response to natural selection. It's called the selfish gene theory.
You're telling me that your genes are ordering you to save the genome soldiers?
You can't fight your genes. It's fate. All living things are born for the sole purpose of passing on their parents' genes.
If two
That's why
perfect
I'll
is so
follow
perfect,
what
then
my
why is there not
genes
three
tell me.
perfect?
And then I'm going to go
Hey, if
beyond.
Halo 2 is so good, why isn't there
In
Halo
order
2
to break
2?
the curse of my heritage.
He's BSing so hard on these theories. Yeah, like I said, they later retconned it so that Liquid was intentionally fed false information about genetics. For, like... It doesn't play into any larger scheme. It just seems like it was a prank
behind
pulled on him specifically by the Patriots.
Is she alive?
I'm not sure. She was alive a few
Because
hours
fuck
ago.
Liquid, I guess.
Poor girl kept calling your name.
Meryl.
Stupid woman. Falling in love with a man who doesn't even have a name.
I have a name.
No! We have no past, no future, and even if we did, it wouldn't be truly ours. You and I are just copies of our father, Big Boss.
Let Meryl go.
As soon as we've finished our business, we're almost out of time.
I'm going to put this, I'm going to say this right here
It seems
about
now that the
conspiracy
Pentagon
theories,
knows that Metal Gear
because
is
you can't get
destroyed.
away with too much
They've
about
arrived at a
discussing
decision.
conspiracy
They
theories on
won't even
Twitch.
need a
There's only one
BBA.
conspiracy theory that I believe
If you
in and
want
that I
the
know is
details, why don't
100%
you ask
factual,
your
and that's
precious
that the
Colonel
Olsen
Cameron?
twins don't exist. There is only one Olsen, and it's just one person
Colonel,
moving
can
back
you
and
hear
forth
me?
so fast that
Yes,
creates
I'm
an
listening.
afterimage
What is the
effect,
Pentagon
creating
trying to
the
do?
illusion of
Colonel,
two people.
Answer me.
The Secretary of Defense has taken over active control of this operation. He's on his way there by
Where's
AWACS.
that,
For.
like, where does that theory come in about, Elizabeth Paulson?
Well, she's not a twin, so that
They're
doesn't
carrying
count.
B-6113 surface-piercing tactical nuclear bombs.
What?
Metal Gear is destroyed.
She's their
Tell the
younger
Secretary of
sister, so
Defense.
she's a separate
The
person.
Secretary of Defense heard that Naomi double-crossed us, and he's worried about Fox Die. Now that there's no more danger of a nuclear strike from Metal Gear, he's going to do whatever's necessary to cover up the truth of what really happened here.
He's going to drop a nuclear bomb to vaporize all the evidence along with anyone who knows anything.
Don't worry, Snake. I'll stop the nuclear strike.
How?
I may
Like,
only be a figurehead
in all
here,
honesty, the
but I'm
shipping
still
of
officially in
Snake
command
and
of this
Meryl,
mission. If I
it kind
issue
of
an
makes
order
sense
to
that they
delay the
broke that
strike,
up
it'll
with
confuse
Metal
the
Gear
chain of
Solid
command,
2,
and at least buy you
considering
some
that
time.
the
It'll
future
give
of
you
the
a chance
series
to
was
escape.
uncertain at the
But
time for like
Colonel,
how it would play out
if you
past
do
2,
that,
but also
it's
the fact
okay,
that this game
Snake.
has 2 endings that
The
are
truth is,
incompatible with each
Foxhound
other.
was already the subject of an
They had to
undercover
find some way to
Meryl
try
was
and create a
transferred to
unified
this base
canon.
just before the terrorist attack
Yeah.
as a way of manipulating me.
And the way to do that was
Those
by having Snake and
bastards.
Meryl break up
I'm
in
sorry.
between games.
They forced me to cooperate in exchange for her life. You better get out of there, Snake.
Are you sure? It'll be bad for you.
Don't worry. It's the least I can do for you after all the lies.
Colonel,
I'm ordering them to cancel the bombing run. After that, there's no turning back. What? What are you doing? What?
Snake!
Mei Ling, what happened to the Colonel?
I don't believe it.
What happened?
Snake the Colonel!
Roy Campbell has been relieved of duty. This is the Secretary of Defense, Jim Houseman.
Put the Colonel back on.
He's been placed
You know,
under
somehow a
arrest
person
for
named Jim
leaking
Houseman is
top-secret
still not the most
information.
ridiculous name that
And
we'll
for the
see for
crime
an
of
American
high
government
treason.
official in
Ridiculous.
Metal Gear. Just wait until we
Yes,
meet
he's a
Hot
ridiculous
Coldman.
man. He truly believed that he was
Yes, that is an
in command of this
actual name
operation.
for someone that we're
You
supposed to take
bastard.
seriously in one of the Metal
There
Gear
won't
games.
be a
Hot
speck of
Coldman.
evidence left. I'm sure the president would want the same thing.
President ordered this?
President is a busy man. I have complete authority here.
How do you plan on explaining a nuclear attack on Alaska to the media?
Don't worry. We've prepared a convincing cover story. We'll simply say that the terrorists exploded a nuclear device.
Smart. You'll be murdering everyone here. The scientists, the Genome Army, everyone.
Donald, the DARPA chief, is already dead.
So, you didn't mean to kill the DARPA chief after all.
He was my friend.
And you could care less about what happens to everybody else, huh?
Well, if you give me the optic disc, I might consider saving them.
What are you talking about?
Metal Gear's test data. Donald was supposed to bring it back.
I don't have it.
I see. Oh well, that's okay. You two are an embarrassment from the 1970s. Our country's dirty little secret. You can't be allowed to live. Well, the
So basically
bombs
he's
will
saying
be
that they're
dropping
disco.
soon, and you two
An
have a
embarrassment
lot
from the
of catching up
1970s
to
that we
do.
cannot allow to live.
Farewell.
Actually, no, more specifically, he's Disco Duck.
There's no way out for us.
Because disco in general is good, but Disco Duck is uniquely terrible.
Strike. You stole everything from me. Only your death can satisfy me. Only your death can return to me what is
The only thing
rightly
worse than
mine.
Disco Duck in terms of bad disco music is Disco Duck's
Beautiful
intended follow-up,
sacrifice for
Disco
our final
Rilla.
battle.
Which, yes, that does exist, and it's an even more flimsy concept than a Disco
Will
Duck.
be the time limit for our final
Jeez.
battle. This nuclear module is set to detonate at the
Like,
precise
give
moment
credit
of
to
her
Disco Duck.
death.
At least it was, you know, the kind of stupid that people could see some sort of enjoyment in that got to #1 on the charts. Disco Rilla is like, okay,
win,
this is too
you might
stupid
still
even
be
for the
able to save
70s.
You could enjoy one brief moment of love before the end.
Anyways, time to have a bare-chested fisticuffs match on top of a giant robot.
At this moment, it will kill even
It's like
you.
the ending to a Yakuza game or something. I don't know, I haven't beaten a Yakuza game.
Have at you, Snake.
But enough talk! Have at you! Ah, get up, get up, get up, get up.
Nice shot!
Now, I know there's, like, strategies to easily cheese this fight. I don't care. I don't know them. I don't plan on learning them because, like I said to those people that showed up for my first stream of this, that asked if I was going to do, like, a hard mode playthrough and all that kind of stuff, bruh, I just play this for fun, not for, like, flexing my skills. I'm not very good at Metal Gear, but I'm serviceable enough to beat each of them. Metal Gear fighting it, you joke about that, but Dream Mix TV World Fighters exists, and I believe Snake's a key character in that game, alongside Optimus Prime for some reason. I'll have to give that a shot sometime now that I have it on my GameCube. Anyways, Liquid is surely dead for now. This is definitely good. A 3-story fall is definitely enough to kill him, right?
Sure.
He'll be back next Tuesday. He'll be back again someday.
Snake, is that you? Snake, oh, you're alive. Thank God.
Meryl, are you okay?
Are you okay? Is that all you can say?
Meryl, it must have been terrible.
Oh, it wasn't that bad. I didn't give in to the torture.
Torture?
And things even worse than that. I was fighting too. Just like you.
You're a strong woman.
Fighting them.
Hot damn those polygons, hell yeah.
Closer to you. I felt like you were
She got all her polygons in the right
gave me
places.
strength to go on. But I was scared.
I'm sorry.
Don't say that. But it made me realize something.
The beauty of PS1 graphics. Also, reading Hot Damn Those Polygons, because my mind's been broken by El Horso Project. I read that like the opening to El Scorcho by Weezer, where
Snake.
It would have been like, Hot damn those polygons! Instead of God damn you half Japanese girls. Do it to me every time. Look up the El Horso Project if you want to hear the audio equivalent to cock and ball torture.
Meryl's okay.
All right. You saved her, man. Good job.
Girlie's like 2 times your age. Yeah, it's easy to forget that Snake is like in his 40s at this time.
I guess we're considered expendable.
And Meryl's only, I believe, 18?
Yeah. You can take the loading tunnel to the surface. There's a parking
You just don't question it. It's like Roger Moore era James Bond, where he was in his 50s and he was being paired up with women who were like 22.
I just unlocked it. Who do you think you're talking to? I'll take care of security along your escape route, too.
What are you going to do?
Me?
Yeah, that's why this wasn't shipped canonically. And by 5, she's a jaded 30-year-old.
I need more time to take care of your escape route.
She's just like me, for real, for real.
Unlocking the security doors is difficult work. Only I can do
Not by 5, by 4, because 5 is a big boss game.
I'm staying here. It's my own decision.
Otacon, this is a hardened shelter, but they're going to use a surface-piercing nuclear bomb. It won't hold.
I'm through regretting the past. Life isn't all about loss, you know. Snake, I'm a complete person now. I found a reason to live.
Good. Don't die on me.
Same to you. Take care of Meryl, okay?
I will.
Okay, I gotta go. I promise I'll do something about your escape route.
Thanks.
Thanks? Well, that sounds nice.
I believe in you.
Now these two genuinely, Snake and Otacon have more romantic chemistry than Snake and Meryl do, and they're still not considered an official pairing.
He's fighting right now. With his old self. To be the man he wants to be.
He's fighting for us too?
Yeah.
It was love at first wedding. God damn it.
Me too.
Remember when we first met, Snake? When you came in looking all cool, and I scrambled away into a closet, into a locker, and pissed my pants while saying that this is like an anime I saw? That was nice. Good times.
Snake.
Meryl.
Snake X Otacon, just like one of my Japanese animes. The Japanese anime in particular. Oh, actually, I was going to make a joke about yaoi anime, but then I realized I don't watch yaoi anime, so I don't really have a point of reference to complete that joke.
Looks that way.
Yuri on Ice?
Let's get out of here.
Snake, it's freezing outside. You need some clothes.
There's my sneaking suit.
Hurry up. Hurry! Looking good, Snake.
Meryl, you're just wearing a vest. That's not going to keep you protected from the freezing cold. Your arms are exposed, lady.
I mean, I guess the cold never shut her in.
I still haven't seen Frozen, and I'm intent on never seeing Frozen. Kingdom Hearts 3 killed any potential interest I could have in Frozen.
I'll drive. Damn.
Honestly, you don't, because it's really not worth watching.
Damn, no keys. All right, keys. I got it, Snake. Jump in.
All right, time to go on a joyride.
Fire that machine gun with your weapon button. Shoot him, Snake. Snake, hold on.
You'll get cold. Yeah, hang on. Let me get this torn up suit from this very precarious location. I mean, the whole thing with Snake about, like, you'll get cold. Remember, he was injected with an anti-freezing peptide before this game started, so he wouldn't freeze anyway.
We're not out of the woods yet. Here they come. We'll never make it. Snake, clear a path. Did it, Snake?
The cold doesn't bother her anyway, god damn it.
Not yet, Snake!
God damn it, won't you die, Liquid?
Liquid!
Okay, surviving the helicopter being blown up, that makes sense, because he just used the ejection feature. Surviving that fall after having rockets fired directly at his face. No. Bad. Bad, Liquid. Stop avoiding death. Liquid is just built different. whose plot armor is stronger, Ash, Liquid, or Sora? The correct answer is Kirito.
I'll be right back. Which is making a lot of noise, and it's past your bedtime anyway, so I'll be right back.
Alright, we're right at the end anyway.
Look, Snake, daylight. We're gonna crash.
Alright, surely he's dead now. Surely he is dead now.
Meryl, are you okay?
Yeah, just a little shook up.
Meryl, can you move?
It's no good. I can't move.
What happened to Liquid?
I can't see him either.
Liquid's dead. Uh-oh.
Snake!
God damn it, Liquid. Die already, please. It's even more egregious in the Twin Snakes.
Snake!
Ruffleroar, hello, welcome. Thank you for the follow. Tuned in,
You want to pet the kitty? Yes,
already
I
making
want
yourself
to
at home,
pet
I see.
the kitty. Pet.
If he's
Yeah,
dead,
you tuned
that
in
means-
just in time for the finale of Metal Gear Solid 1, part of a
say it,
retrospective of the Metal Gear series I'm doing.
What happened to the air raid? No stealth bombers in sight.
My co-commentator,
Snake,
JKR, is
can you hear
AFK
me?
right now, so
Colonel,
you're
are you
stuck
okay?
with just me and the chat.
Colonel, what happened?
The Secretary of Defense has been arrested. Early retirement.
Arrested?
I was able to get into contact with the President. Metal
The
Gear,
Secretary
the
of
training
Defense had
exercise,
committed
all
tax
of it.
evasion.
It was all the Secretary of Defense acting alone.
Acting alone? What happened to the air raid?
Did I get the good ending? Depends on what you
The
define
orders
as the
were
good
rescinded.
ending, but I did get the Meryl ending.
F-117s and the B-2 Spirits have returned to the base. Once again, I have complete authority over this operation.
I see.
He's joining Yoshi in jail for
Washington
tax
isn't stupid
fraud.
enough to
Soon
use
he'll be
nukes
joined
to
by
cover
Scott
up
the
a few
Woz.
secrets.
I wonder about that.
In any case, the danger's over. Thanks, Snake.
Colonel, you can rest easy. Meryl's fine.
Yes, hello, first-time
Really?
chatters. You've tuned in
Thanks.
for the finale of
Thank you,
Metal Gear
Snake.
Solid 1. I was doing a Meryl ending playthrough this
I'm
time.
sorry, I kept a lot of things from you.
And,
It's okay, Colonel.
Snake,
yeah, also
I'm not
original
a colonel.
hardware for the record. Because I
Oh,
get that
that's right.
question every now and
I've
then.
got a present for you. There's a snowmobile close to you. Mei Ling saw it on the satellite
I
photos.
wouldn't call myself
This
a
time of year,
pro
the
at Metal
glaciers are
Gear,
pretty
so I
calm.
don't go for like
You should
challenge
be able
runs
to
of
ride
these
right out of
games.
there. I'll bet the
PS1,
boys at the
yep,
DIA
playing this on
and the
actual
NSA
PS1
never expected you to come
that
home alive.
has, due to the
Me
disk
neither.
drive not working,
better not show my face
it's been
around
modded
here.
to replace it
No
with
danger of
a
that. You
optical
two
drive
officially
emulator,
died
so
after
I
your
can play
Jeep
this off a
sank
hard
into
drive.
the ocean.
That's not too
But
far
otherwise,
from the truth.
original
Also,
hardware.
there's a helicopter waiting for you on Fox Island.
Dr. Hal Emmerich should be somewhere on
Holy
the base.
smokes,
We
I'm
want
back with
someone to
some,
bring him in.
I understand.
Rich.
Welcome back. We've got some first-time chatters in
Roy.
chat.
Are you gonna be okay?
Ooh.
Don't worry. I've got an insurance policy.
We got a
hard
question
copy of
about
all Mei Ling's
whether
data.
whether I
As
got the
long as
good
I've
ending
got
or
that,
not, and
you,
I say that's up to
me, and Mei Ling
interpretation.
will be fine.
The battery on these nanomachines
That
will run
head
out
pat,
soon.
where are you going?
They won't be able to
Hello?
follow us.
Do you
I
want
guess.
Head
to
pat,
pet
you're
the
going all
kitty?
head pat.
Yes,
Hello,
I
what the
want to
fuck are you
pet
doing?
the kitty.
My head is
Pet,
not
pet,
anywhere
pet.
near there. Hello?
Roy, just tell me one thing.
Hello? What the fuck?
About Fox die.
Meryl will be fine.
I still have a lot of jank to work out with this. But I think that actually adds to... it's getting there. It's getting there. No, down.
Mei-Ling's with her right now.
No. Yeah, there you go. No. You had it. No.
Naomi.
I heard about my brother.
I'm sorry. But he had one last message he wanted to say to you. He told me to tell you to forget about him and to go on
Just
with
wave your
own
hand in
life.
the general area, you'll know it when you feel it.
Frankie said that?
But I don't have body tracking enabled for this
He
stream.
also said he'll always love you.
You like head pat? I like
Naomi,
head pats too.
Your brother just saved you.
It's a shame that the head pat's just deliberately avoiding the correct area.
He fought with every ounce of strength in his body.
Maybe. Maybe now he's finally found some peace. He wasn't really
You'll
my
get there
brother.
eventually. I mean, it's...
Ever since
I mean, you're enjoying that sound clip, aren't you, Ruffle Roar?
A ghost looking for a place to die.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Naomi, Liquid died from Fox Die too. What about me?
By the way, it took Fox Die to kill Liquid while you were gone.
Makes me uncomfortable. Impressive, disturbing.
Everybody dies when their time's up.
And if you play the Twin Snakes, Liquid's death scene is even more over the top because
I'll
say
fuck. Live, Snake.
Not because he says fuck, but because he collapses on the ground from Fox Die, looks like he's dead, then suddenly spasms and outstretches his hand to try and reach Snake one last time, then finally fucking dies.
Kitty.
It's unchangeable,
Do you want
immutable.
to pet the kitty? Yes, I
That's
want
not all
to
there is
pet
to
the
life.
kitty. Pet.
I finally realized.
This has been a fun
I told you before, the
ending
reason
to
that I was
this
interested in genes
playthrough.
and DNA. Because I wanted to know who I was. Where I came from. I thought that if
You
I
love that sound
analyzed
alert?
my DNA,
It
I'd
wasn't
find out who
on
I
the Sound
was.
Alert's website, so I had to do that myself.
And I thought that if I knew that,
I had to like find the clip from Hey Arnold and then isolate that audio.
but I was wrong. I didn't find anything. I didn't learn anything. Just like with the genome soldiers, you can input all the genetic information, but that doesn't make them into the strongest
We need to do a Metal Gear. I've actually done a Liquid Snake cosplay before. Just need to get back in better shape before I do that again.
Allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life
Yeah,
they live.
thank you, JKR. There is the link to my Discord if you guys decide you like it here.
Whether or not you're
want
in
to
the
stay up to
Fox
date
Die
with me. You
program
can also
isn't
find me
important.
on
The
Twitter
important
at
thing is that you choose
Arikado VTuber,
life.
same username as you
And
see
then
here on Twitch.
live.
You can also find me
think, Snake?
on Blue Sky,
Don't
where
worry.
I am much more
I'm going
active.
to choose life
At
I've
Arikado,
always looked
because
for a reason to
Arikado
live.
was not taken until I got
Here
there.
on, I'm going to just live.
And I've also got a YouTube channel where I post my VODs and where I also occasionally, when I can be bothered to be productive, make reviews of old video games.
Living is a link
My
to
most
the
recent
future.
one, and by most recent I mean first since
how all life
doing the whole
Pizza time.
thing, is the original.
Teaching each other.
Play that when I was denied pizza because I didn't have enough money to buy pizza alongside my groceries. How dare you?
Kitty,
All I was-
kitty.
All I was able to afford was chicken
I want
tendies.
to pet the kitty.
Damn.
Pet.
Look, I found this.
I mean, had I known, I would have sent you a slice of pizza with
God,
everything.
that jump scared me. I forgot how loud that is. You're just rubbing salt into the wound, aren't you, Peter? Joke's on you, I love that song. We're just taking a massive shit all over this triumphant emotional ending with memes, and I love it.
When I was staring death in the face.
That I feel like that exemplifies my channel
Maybe it's
perfectly
written in
and my
my
community that I want to foster.
What about
I don't know why the head pat hand hasn't gone away yet. I think I still need to tinker with that preset.
Do you want to pet the kitty?
I don't think it's supposed to have been around for this long.
I want to pet the kitty. Pet, pet, pet.
Oh boy, it's been a while since we busted on stream.
We'll find it.
You broke it.
God, that is so much louder than everything else.
To the Aleutians.
Santa Cat, where'd you spring forth from?
It'll be spring here soon.
He came from his parents, obviously.
Yeah.
Well,
Spring brings
obviously.
new life to everything.
I'm like, where the fuck have you been? Hey, you just woke up.
He's in a completely different time zone from us. So
No, I know.
The caribou, and most of all,
How dare you not dedicate every waking hour of your life to our Lord and Savior, Arikado.
I like this new life.
I'm so glad that someone made the cluck cluck cluck. Yeah,
let's enjoy
caribou reference. It's fucked up sleeping schedule. Yeah, I can relate to that. I didn't get up until like 12:30 in the afternoon today because I just didn't want to. I didn't want to get out of my warm, comfy bed.
Yes, I said what I said.
RE4
Got a problem with that?
ending. No. You see, RE4 gets to get away with it because they used a jet ski, not a snowmobile. Completely different.
Completely different, yes.
Also, it was less overly sappy romantics and more, hey, Leon, you wanna fuck? And
What
Leon
am I
saying
fighting
no. What am I fighting for could basically be summed up as the overall theme of Metal Gear as a series. When you think about it.
Yeah.
One is solid water, the other is liquid snow. You know, when you think about it, isn't ice just hard water?
I mean, you might. For whatever reason, thought the whole. You weren't that much make fun of.
No, I don't. No, that's Cloud that has that sound
yeah,
alert.
I
don't have room for that sound alert. Because there's a 30 alert limit, and I still have to set up stuff through Triggerfire for additional alerts.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit.
It's bullshit.
I did not hit her.
I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Good luck, Mega Man.
Thank you for the good luck, Timo. After the credits are over, because we do have a post-credit scene, probably going to call things for the night and see if there's a raid target of mine. If not, then should you use your bits to play Corey Feldman? Either way, this is getting copyright claims because this song got taken out of. This song is, I believe, copyrighted on Konami's end. So either way, I'm going to get like content ID'd on when this goes up on YouTube.
Well, shit.
It's not like I'm making ad revenue on YouTube anyway. I'm not in the partner program.
That's true.
So, Toyota.
Snooping as usual, I see.
Yes, we were snooping as usual for this entire game. This is one of the few games where you can use that and it actually applies.
Yes.
Yeah, I already made the sneaky, neaky, neaky reference earlier. That song is hot trash, but by God, do I love it. Just, like, I'm not gonna pretend that Calliope's music is, like, high art or something, but it's a vibe that it's something that I vibe with, and that's enough for me.
You know, I guess what they say is true. Happiness is always more enjoyable
when it's based on the misery of millions. Speaking of Robotnik Claus and Christmas-themed stuff in general, stay tuned for updates around Christmas, where I'm going to try and get a bunch of people together to do another, I say another, a lot of you guys wouldn't have seen this since I ran Christmas public domain movie commentary stream. We still have a whole ass other version of Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny to watch. Be afraid. You thought you were done with that because we watched it once. There's a second version.
Which version?
There's a second version that was lost. There's a second version that was lost media at the time we had done that first stream, but now it's readily available. You thought a Christmas movie that's 90% Thumbelina was bad. Wait until you see a Christmas movie that's 90% Jack and the Beanstalk.
I can only imagine.
Santa knows you've been naughty. If only I could get away with watching Santa with muscles on stream. But unfortunately, that's still copyrighted. It's a Christmas movie starring Hulk Hogan.
Oh, jeez. And the Hulkster.
I mean, I would try to stream that on Twitch, but I don't want Hulkamania to run wild all over me, brother. I don't know whether that was a good Hulk Hogan impression or not. I'm just kind of winging it. Plus, the Ghost Energy drink is wearing off. Five out of 10, yeah, fair enough. I have more experience with Macho Man Randy Savage. Bonesaw is ready.
Allow yourself to be chained to fate, to be ruled by your genes. Humans can choose the type of life they want to live.
Rock and roll McDonald's!
Life. And then live.
All right, time for our traditional post-credit stinger. I say traditional. This started the tradition.
The entire unit was wiped out. Those two are still alive. The Vector? Yes, sir. Fox Die should become activated soon. Right on schedule. Yes, sir. I recovered all of Rex's dummy warhead data. No, sir. My cover is intact. Nobody knows who I really am. Yes, the DARPA chief knew my identity, but he's been disposed of. Yes, the inferior one was the winner after all. That's right. Until the very end, Liquid thought he was the inferior one. Yes, sir, I agree completely. It takes a well-balanced individual such as yourself to rule the world. No, sir. No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus. What should I do about the woman? Yes, sir. I'll keep her under surveillance. Yes, Thank you. Goodbye, Mr. President.
Oh shit. Ocelot was not only a double agent, but the president was masterminding everything all along. Okay, codename Leopard. I don't know whether that's particularly good or bad because I don't know how Metal Gear judges codenames other than like very specific ones. And we got the bandana for a second playthrough, which if we continue on this file will start us with the bandana item, which when equipped gives you infinite ammo. If you beat the game with the Otacon ending, you get the stealth camo, which makes you invisible. But does not work on bosses. And if you get both endings on the same file, you get a third playthrough where Snake is wearing a tuxedo and Gray Fox is recolored to look like Spider-Man. I'm not making that up. I just realized that okay, I just realized how the head pat works. It follows the direction that I'm looking. So
Hello? What the fuck?
So basically I have telephonesis over this floating hand. Yes, do my bidding. All right. Enough of that. All right. Let's see who's up now. No one in particular that I want to raid or who is in need of raids. I don't think Iron Mouse with her 13.1k viewers is in need of a raid.
Nah.
As much as I love Iron Mouse.
I've got like several people on my list, but then the problem is I don't have the points necessary to guide the raid tonight, so...
Yeah. So, no raid tonight.
Yeah.
Next time, because I want to, I have to stay a bit away from the Dreamcast a little bit, just for practicality reasons, but next time, yes, actually, hold on. I have a soundboard sound for that. Next time on Dragon Ball Z! A new generation of consoles is released. Solid Snake is tasked with infiltrating a U.S. Marine-controlled, fuck, I can't remember the words. Metal Gear Solid 2, next time on Dragon Ball Z.
Next time on Death Battle.
Oil rig. No, it's not the oil rig. That's the Raiden chapter. I was trying to think of boat. I was trying to think of the word boat. I couldn't think of the word boat. God damn it. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Is this gonna end anytime? We got another like 35 seconds of this. I didn't know this song was this long. The timing of this joke is completely ruined. God damn it. All right, here we go. Come on. Come on. There we go. Next time on Dragon Ball Z. Yes, next time we'll be starting Metal Gear Solid 2. And, yeah, no raid tonight. So, we're going to be calling it a night. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you to the newbies that showed up at the very end. You're very welcome here, and I hope to see you guys again if you enjoyed what you saw. Until next time, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of the chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.